we speak to you pretty much every year at the BIFAs, and every year we sort of ask the same question, which is, can you quite believe it has grown to this level? I mean, obviously we're here today at the nominations, but the ceremony itself, it's an incredible occasion. We've had so many people here to support it. I mean, you must still be slightly overwhelmed at what you've kind of created with this one.
Well, I must admit, I allowed myself a momentary slap on the back of satisfaction. It's so great to see the wide range of films, something like 32, and a lot of them by quite small companies, and a lot of newcomers in the different categories. And that was always the hope, that the BIFAs would shine a bit of limelight on the talent in this country, which, by the way, is British by passport. But the films represented today come from every single culture and religious, and it's so diverse, not only in the filmmakers and their nationalities and religions, if I want to be like that, but in terms of the topics, which is a great thing for British film. It also makes it very, very difficult, because people ask me all the time, what makes a British film? I go, well, you can go social realism with Ken Loach, you can go whatever with this film. It's so amazing. And to have all of that talent in this room, wow.
Do you think it's particularly kind of important now that we are celebrating British cultural identity as being that diverse and all-encompassing?
Well, we also have a real challenge with Brexit and what's going on with the American election. You see, those two events point to isolationism and protectionism. And in the cultural industries, you need to be open. Ideas and people should be allowed to move across borders. You see, if we just stuck everything here and we're British, God, that would be sad, wouldn't it? You'd have a lot of tea drinking movies, and that would be really boring.
Lots of Richard Curtis films, probably. But you, well, I mean, maybe it's perhaps just too early to say, but how can you see Brexit affecting the British independent film industry?
Well, this is a big topic, but Brexit, again, it won't affect the big companies because their products are going to be wanted in Europe and they'll figure out how to get around the rules. But for the small indies who will now fall foul of the different European content regulations, in France, for example, means they won't be chosen, make it harder to sell. And also the country of origin means that a lot of the TV companies that, let's say, Czech TV or Polish TV have their offices right now in London, you see, under the European rules, will have to leave, which will cost about 10,000 jobs in the TV industry here. And these kinds of things are, again, it's hard to see what purpose Brexit serves the creative industries.
In regards to this year's awards, I mean, as always, the list of films is remarkable. I mean, do you still get surprised at the quality of film that gets read out of that list every single year?
Yeah, the quality is amazing. And what you don't know, and I sort of know, I'm not on the committee, but the number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the list too are also equally of mention and worthy too. And that's the problem with the award shows. You have nominations. You need to cut the long list off down to 5. And then on December 4th, there's only one winner. And although it is a great honor to be nominated, it sure don't beat winning.
In regards to yourself, of course, you're incredibly busy, but do you get the chance to see a lot of movies? Is that something that you still find the time to do, particularly films that end up being kind of nominated at the BIFAs?
Yeah, I watch as many movies as I can, and not as many as I'd like to. Our programmer for the Raindance Film Festival watched over 1,000 feature films in the last 12 months, and we opened on October 3rd for next September 2017. We've already had something like 450 submissions. And it's staggering, and coming from all 4 corners of the world. Why? Because Britain and London is considered the center of the creative industries. Everyone wants to have an excuse to come to London. And what better reason than to come to Raindance Film Festival or to the British Independent Film Awards?
Just wondering, you might have a kind of better answer to this than perhaps I would, because obviously I'm from London and I'm British. But what is it about British cinema that is so good, and that appeals to you because I guess you've coming with more of a detached eye. It almost gives you a sort of a more fresh perspective of it, I guess.
I've always loved British films, even before I moved to London, because they were so unpredictable. And of course, the comedy is well known, but you can't really define a British film because they come from so many different types of filmmakers who happen to live here, which makes London such a great city, Britain such a great country, and whether that's a film in Celtic or Scottish, whatever you call it, or British or upper class, lower class, Cockney, whatever kind of genre. It's just such a diverse range of films here. And a British film, if you go to New York, as I was last month, or Toronto, I'm going in a couple of weeks, and you walk by the art house cinemas in the really cool parts of New York, or Toronto, or Paris, do you know what the really cool films are? They always happen to be British. It's just something about it that just hit the nail on the head and do stuff that no one else is thinking about. Perhaps it's something in the drinking water here or in the air, toxic as it may be.
And just finally, then, when did you pick your suit for the event? When does that all start happening?
Pick my suit. There's a TK Maxx around the corner. I'll be heading over there real soon.
Thank you so much for your time today. It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey,